Hello folks, here we go again. Today's episode we're going to take a hard look at the FlightFactor StepToSky team, Boeing 767 Extended 300 ER. The latest upgrade was 1.5.6, that's the volume, and I believe it was done this August of this year. So the question is, what do you get for about $119? Well, you get a choice of engines, choice of liveries. This one I downloaded from the net .org. Okay, for it depends on your preference. For me, it was worth it because of the system functionality. Sound-wise, on the exterior is not too good. Textures are acceptable. They look nice. I think they look pretty good for me. There are some pros and cons. Overall, it's pretty well detailed. Looks pretty good in the cabin. Now what I did is I had the Boeing 767-300ER extended. I think I got that last year, and then I saw the advanced avionics, so you have a choice between the original and the advanced. Now this is the original, which I really like. All right, so what comes with it? Let's take a look at this. I like real-time, real limits, save configuration if you want that, auto save options, volume is about average. You've got that, and then you've got sim settings. Shake on turbulence. I don't use metric. I don't use the throttle block because every time I bump this on my alpha throttle quadrant, it screws things up. Realistic sound. I don't know why you'd have realistic sound. What does that mean? I'll have to play around with that. Real weather, radar, advanced wind shear. Be careful with that. And use better pushback. I do, uh, but I don't need that. I'm gonna uncheck that. Let's see what else you have here. Let's go back to general. Interactions. I use the mouse wheel. Unfortunately, I can't use my throttle quadrant bug to select headings and or altitudes and such. And every time I try to do that, it wants to kill the autopilot. Middle mouse button, zoom, protect the glitz, fully protect. I don't know what that means. Let's try something. I can't do anything with that. Interesting. Type simple native. That's for virtual reality. We don't use that. Tooltips on right mouse. Yeah, it gives you a little, like if you hover over something. You right click, select source FMC form. That's pretty cool. Let's see, what else? Data reference log. No background. What does that mean? Have no background. Transparent background. Let's try that. Really? Okay. There's black. Transparent. I don't see much difference in that and this. I'll leave it there. And this is double click it for your speed on your mouse. I go 0.3. What else? What else? What else? Advanced sounds. I leave my engine volume way down. I leave the roll pretty much off because it has a kind of a thump sound to it. And I've got, what do you call over here? XP Realistic. I don't know if I got a ground roll on here or not. Let's take a look at ground roll. Yeah, it's pretty good. Random. They got other choices here. I usually go with random. Guess you could turn it up just a little bit. We'll play around with that too. Okay, so there's that. And what else to do? I leave the, what other volumes here? I leave the outside, the cockpit volume inside is up. Air conditioning volume, I turned that down a little bit. It's pretty loud. You really got to tweak these. APU volume, let's see, what else we got here? Equipment volume, roll volume. I'll leave that relatively low so you don't hear that. I'll leave the passenger volume off because I normally load the aircraft, but I prefer to assume that I'm not loading passengers when I'm fueling. But unfortunately, in here, you don't have that option. Effects parameters, see what we got here. I don't need this. Let's see. Advanced rain effects, yeah, I like that. One other thing. Well, that's pretty much on that one page. Let's go to the next one. I'm already preloaded. I haven't loaded it. Plane is not loaded, but this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to demonstrate 196 passengers, 32,000 pounds of cargo. And that's also going to include the passengers. I don't know that it includes this, the luggage, so that would be part of that. And for this flight from LAX to JFK, we're going to need 70,100 pounds given our zero fuel weight, 276,560. Gross weight, 34,6660. It's pretty high. 19%. Yeah, optimize this. Always remember to push that. The other thing you don't want to forget is to push the maintenance one time. If you don't, you'll get some warnings. You'll start losing hydraulic fluid. It gets down about 75%. All right, you've got a high pressure unit. I haven't tried that yet. I guess you can air start on the ground. Stairs, we have gates, so we don't need the stairs. We don't need the chocks. Well, we do, but I leave them out so I don't forget them, because if you don't, and you push back and forget those, you'll lose a tire. We'll definitely need this. This is a luggage loader. We're going to need a fuel truck. We're going to need a GPU, ground power cart. A waste unit, no. Passenger bus, de-ice, no. ACU, what's the temperature in here? Well, I can't tell because I have to look outside and see what's going on. 72 degrees, so we're not going to need that. A loader unit, that would be rear left where you're taking old stuff out, throwing it away. The galley, and then what you can do, go down here, you can go to airplane mode. You could select all. Right, left, in the bulky, I'm going to have that open too. That opens up all your doors. Have auto gear level. You can also have winglets. I chose the GE. These are engine choices. I never choose that because I don't like those blinds down. Wing flex a little more. You get pretty good flex with this, and I went without the winglets. So there's those options there. Save cockpit, load cockpit, advanced effects, save config. I don't do that. That's the ground. Let's see, the airplane, the ground, and then we have other options here. Okay, here's where we get to the avionics. Uh, I'll try to shrink this down a little bit here. Okay, here's the configuration we have now. Now, if I select this one, it goes to the upgrade. It's pretty nice. I kind of like it, except it's a little bit workload intensive down here in this area when you're entering your, well, we're going to go ahead and do that. You get used to it. Range arcs, V-speed, manual. Let's see, options, integrated CDU. I don't like this one here. I prefer the crosshairs. We don't call out. Not sure what why you would have semi-auto, full auto. Oh, I understand what this is. Okay, this is the entries you make when you're doing your V speeds, and I'll probably go with semi-automatic. Okay, attitude command, leave that. Okay, here is the you have the original FMC, and then you have the PIP FMC. It's the only choices you had. I was hoping for something better than that. I was hoping to get a the Pegasus, and I can't get that one on this one here for some reason. I checked all these. This is pretty cool here on your status page on the ECAS. So I'll leave that as is. All right, what else we got here? Sim setting interactions. We're just kind of going around in circles here. Advanced sounds, we've done that already. Effects parameter, we've done that. These will affect your frame rates. It might help the appearance a little better texture-wise, but failures, I don't mess around with those because I don't have that much time in this thing here. And then you have your in-flight, you have your PA, welcome people aboard stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is attention, all flight attendants. Ladies and gentlemen, we request your full attention. Ladies and gentlemen, this
it's in flight. I don't use the charts. I have AviTab, and it's a real pain in the butt to, because you have to log into your account. I don't care to do that. Your checklists are amplified. You have your abnormal checklist. You have your normal checklist. I'd usually go with the normal checklist on this one. You can also rotate this around, like so. Rotate it back. And you can shrink it down a little bit here so it's not in your way. I don't know what to do with it. I wish it were mounted here. They did something like that, it would really be cool. Instead of having it moving around all over the place with you, you have to keep putting it back all the time. That's one little complaint I have. Texture-wise, it's reasonably good. Interior sounds I like. The exterior sounds I don't care much for. They haven't changed much on that. I don't think it's been any change at all with the exterior sounds. Never really minded the, except you got to play with the volumes to get it the way you like it. Tends to be a little bit too loud. All right, we're going to go with the advanced avionics in this particular bird. Now I've got to, what I did is I updated, got my updater working again. That wasn't easy. Anyhow, I went ahead and paid the extra $20 and I got the advanced avionics put in the extended. The funny thing is I've got a StepToSky and let's take a look at this here. This is the extended with the advanced avionics, and over here, same plane, FlightFactor StepToSky. Whether or not there's any difference or not, I just kind of like, why do I have two of these? That's kind of odd, but that's what I wound up with. Apparently because it was they retitled it when I selected aircraft, it just arbitrarily installed it at a different location in the aircraft folder. So that might be an issue with this. I don't know yet. I'm going to try one, then try the other. Okay, so that covers that. I've got a flight plan. I've got. I'm not gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna fly this whole. No, I'm not gonna do that. It's probably divert. This is more just to show you what you're getting for your money. I did do a flight uh, all the way to JFK, not without interruption. I might load that maybe next week. I don't know, or I might do another one. All right, today I took this right off of FlightAware. There was a flight going out today from LA. They fly daily. Delta has a regular run between LA and New York, both ways, every day. And they have a PM flight. I think it's like 4 days a week. No, 7 days a week. And a early AM bird, early bird. I think they fly that in both directions 3 or 4 times a week. So they are, and it's a 767-300. I don't know if it's an ER. I would imagine it is because it's the most popular aircraft. There's over 500 of them in service right now. So uh, most likely that's probably what they're flying. And they probably did upgrade the displays in the cockpit. Unfortunately, though, I was a little disappointed in the FMC and MCDU. I think they could, it's not the not the Z mod. You can't enter forecasted winds on descent. You cannot enter ISA deviation. And it doesn't show transition altitude. It's just not there. And you have to be very, very careful with it and keep an eye on it. It has a tendency to, especially on your VNAV, if you're doing a published approach, that doesn't, even though I updated it with Navigraph, it still gets them wrong. And I have to, constantly edit it along the way. So it's a little bit of a workload. All right, so we're going to take Orca 5. That means we'll fly out, probably turn left at the shoreline, climb altitude. In this case, I'm going to get a clearance to 10,000. So usually it's 5,000, but we'll fly out past Docker. Wound up on heading at 236. It'd be a vector, so whenever we get a reasonably high enough altitude, above 5,000, you really won't break the minimums coming out of here. There's a 3,000 at or below and a 5,000 at or below. With this thing being as heavy as it is, I generally don't use the VNAV on the flight director because it doesn't fly like an MD-80. It's just not gonna climb at that kind of rate. So I usually leave that off. All right, Las Vegas, J146 Dove Creek, Hotel Charlie Delta VOR, Oscar Bravo Hotel VOR, Foxtrot Oscar Delta VOR, Delta Bravo Quebec DOR, and then there's a waypoint Kilo Golf 75 Mike, Delta Alpha Foxtrot Lima Uniform, J70, the LVZ, Wilkes-Barre, I think that's how you pronounce that, and then a Lindy 7. We're looking at, let's see, 5 to 4 hours and 54 minutes. Usually I finished this flight last time I did it. It's a little over 5 hours. They like to bring you in low and slow at Kennedy. It looks like it's going to be runway 22 left, so that means going down just to the south of Manhattan, swinging out over the southern part of Long Island, and then coming back in. So we'll be out over water and then try to sequence in. So they do a pretty good job, but they do bring you in low and slow. All right, so there's that. We're going to burn about, let's see, 51,100, 4 hours, 54 minutes. We'll be left, let's see, with 18,000. I like using SimBrief and trying to be really close to these fuel estimates when I get to where I'm going. And for the most part, I do pretty well on it. Time-wise, I do pretty good too. I get within plus or minus 5 minutes, and the fuel is not that far off. All right. And of course, another reason why I like this format with SimBrief, this is the Southwest Airlines one, not the Delta. The reason I like it is because it keeps the frequencies for your VORs. I tend to use the manual mode up here a lot, tune stations ahead instead of going to the automatic because it's not tuning a station I'm really interested in. Okay, so there's that. Let's go back up here. All right, so I guess we can go ahead and power it up and see what it's like. get this out of here. Oh, I forgot. I have X traffic chatter. I'm going to use that. See how it, I don't think it affects much on that, but I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. All we need right now is, we don't need that. I want to use this one, tower. Right now the sound is off. It usually doesn't go on until you have, let's see here, toggle this. Yeah, play chatter. Usually the radio has to be on and powered up, and then you'll start hearing some chatter. So I guess I better pick up. Let's see, tower, ATIS, ground clearance delivery. Start off with that. All right, I'll do that. Okay, let's see what this thing's about. All right, as always, you got to turn your battery on. Standby power.
Delta 2772
So auto.
Mike, let's pick up our clearance up to Detroit.
External power. Yes. APU.
3000.
Set it up.
Expect flight level
Bus
340,
tie.
10 minutes later. Departure frequency is 127.4.
Utilities on.
6201.
Generator on.
Climb maintain 3000.
Beacon
expect
on.
340 and 10. 127.4 and
Circuit fans
6201
on.
for Delta 2772.
Circuit breakers look good. Nav. Nav. Nav.
Things 1410 information, Mike. Let's pick up IFR out to Akron. 1410 ground clear to the Akron Airport as filed. On departure maintain 3000. Expect flight level 380.
Left to
10 minutes
right.
later. Departure frequency is 127.4. Squawk 2736.
Leak check.
Spirit Wings 1410 headed out to Akron as filed. Climb maintain 3000. Expecting 38 and 10. 27.4 frequency and squawk
Oh, that's a line. Now you have settings down here. Let me turn this volume down. It's a little bit too loud. Go back up here. Well, you can also select either pounds or units. Here's the original and the PID. The difference that I see in here is that you can't get GPS on the original, but you can on the PIP. So we'll leave it in PIP. It's selected because it's all like if you go like this, and then select again. Now it's back where it belongs. Aside from that, I don't know. Okay, FMC, we can check the date. I tend to work on both of them at the same time. I don't think anything would happen if you didn't. But it just makes it more, I guess, realistic, whatever. Check the date, 737-300, date's good. Good to November. CF6, that's the type engines we have on. AREX cycles current. Volume you're flying is 1.5.6. I think that's only a couple months old. Let's see, it's August, let's see, August, October.
United 1006, request clearance to Chicago.
I think more than 60 days. It wasn't that long ago they did this. And this is the operations program, probably at FlightFactor. There's nothing else to this page. Go to position. Go to the next page. Yeah, FMC position. And it's right here. GPS, you can select that. Put that down there. Select your location. Okay, one little thing is you cannot enter the gate. If you try, or gate 27. I wonder. Never tried this. No, that won't do.
Cleared to Philadelphia, file climb maintain.
Well, it's not important. Anyway, you can't enter your you can't put your gate down. Over here, you can see that you have to enter the airport. It's in the way. because one system
Clearance Frontier Flight 28.
operates on the left side and the other operates on the right side. But this part's done.
Long Island.
Route LAX. Route.
Frontier 2862, plans clear to ice flip airport as filed. Maintain 3000. Expect flyable 390, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119.2. Squawk 1043.
Will be Delta
Alright, clear
593.
Maintain 3000. Expect 390, 10 minutes after departure.
Alright, and then go to the next page.
119.2, squawk
I find it's,
1043.
well, you could enter departure first. Let's go ahead and do that. We want 25 right, and or 5 LAS transition, and then go to the route page, and go to the next page, and you'll see that stuff's already in there. So we can do it that way. Let's see. What you don't want to do is enter your arrival before you enter your route. That won't work. Alright, so we say you got J146, and we're going to go to Dove Creek, VOR,
2031, read back correct.
and then we're going to go to Hutchinson, I think it is, HCT, Hotel Charlie Delta. Next page, we're going to fly direct, it's VOR to VOR. Then OBH, Oscar, Bravo, Hotel. Direct, and then direct to Foxtrot, Alpha, Delta, direct, and Delta Bravo, Quebec, Delta Bravo, Quebec, direct, and then waypoint, Kilo, gets a reporting point, Kilo, Golf, 75 Mike, and then we have Daflu, a Foxtrot Lima uniform, and then we're going to take the J70, J route 70, Lima Vector Zulu, and then you can enter your arrival. Favoring ILS 22 left, we can do an auto land on that one. ILS, yeah. And I go to Nitron or whatever you call it. Lindy 7. We go to route. Look it over. Lindy 7, direct us, fix that leg there. Get this way.
119.2, squawk 1570, Sterling.
Now what usually happens is we get to before LaGuardia or around Lindy, they turn us left and head us south, but we're going to go ahead and fill in the dot. That's the final. Oh, I'll show that on the actually I could show you here. JFK, JFK, enter, and let's pick up that approach.
Good morning, Delta 1697, looking for clearance to Atlanta.
Delta 1697, translate to Atlanta.
Check this one
Airport
here.
filed, maintain 3000, expect flight level 28010 minutes after. Departure frequency 127.4, squawk 0.
November Romeo Tango Osco.
Okay, that's Delta 1697.
So we'll come down, back this up a little.
27.407.37.
Delta 1697, read back correct.
Before we hit LaGuardia, out here by Teterboro, they bring you down almost directly over the city. Then you'll hook you this way, and we'll just join it right there and sequence right on in. Pretty simple. That's why I picked it. Doink, doink. And that's pretty much all you got to do there. Now you can still go to the plan mode. It's not lined up yet, so we'll wait. Okay, that's done. Status page, bring that up. And check your oxygen. That still works. That doesn't turn around anymore. Alright, then check our fluid levels. I mean oil, check this, check that. That's good. We got plenty of pressure. We've got brake pressure now, so they can pull the chocks. Make sure the computer's on both. Make sure the thrust is set like you have left,
ground clear to
center,
Nassau Airport S-File,
right.
maintain 3000, expect flight level 34010 minutes after, departure frequency 127.4,
Leave it in the middle.
squawk
This used to
2665.
turn up the rheostats on the lighting, background lighting. All right, let's just go ahead and do a flow from top to bottom. Breakers are all in, nothing's set. Status of the doors, cargo doors, everything's open there. We're not aligned yet. How much time we got? 1 more minute, she'll be aligned. Yeah, that's done. That's done. Hydraulics, doing a walk around so we can check it. I like this little clock here. It's like a little alarm clock. So you can do periodic position reports or check your fuel consumption. Batteries on, standby to auto. APU on standby, bus ties are on, generators, engine generators on standby, ready to go. Voice recorder doesn't simulate that. You can, however, turn up the lighting here on a glare shift. If you're going to do a night flight, it's good to have that. Does work. So I usually have these up. Taxi light, turn off lights are off. Light override is off. And back up to the top again. Aft and forward heat, we're going to have a little bit in the back. Emergency lights are on. Passenger oxygen safety cap is closed. Ram air turbine is closed. You don't want to touch these because it will drop the oxygen master. The turbine will. It does simulate that. First flight of the day on number 2. We'll put these on auto. And the fuel is still on. We can go ahead and shut those off now. Look at what we have, 80,000 pounds. No, we're going to off fuel on that. Wings, lights, engine anti-ice is off, wipers are off, rain repellent doesn't really work. Beacon's on. You can lock the cabin too as well. Turn on the window heats. Also, here's the fuel jettison. I tried jettisoning fuel, but it didn't work for me for some reason. I don't think it simulates that. High frequency radio, leave those off. I don't use those. Selective call, ACARS. How we get our
4730.
flight plans.
The clearance remains the same.
Actually, our clearances.
I have nothing to say.
Call buttons, alerts, ground call, flight intercom.
Thank you. Have a good night.
On, off, good, and rate for cabin pressure. You don't have to set the altitude, flight altitude, but you have to set the landing altitude. So we bring that back down to 10. And we'll go with auto 1 mode.
Clearance Horizon 2272 with information back
That
at
should
Charlie
close.
20 Alpha looking for clearance. Seattle,
Cabin
Golf,
altitude
close
check, make sure that's where it's supposed to be, and that's off, 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 0. Stand equipment cooling, standby, auto, should be on auto. Cabin light in the back, you turn that about halfway. Unlock, logo's off. Indicator lights are, that just turns like the lights that come on, it kind of turns them up a little bit. And annunciation test, light test. Everything lights up.
0040, Horizon 2272.
Horizon 2272, read back correct, standby, I'll call for time. Horizon 2272, wheels up 0053.
0053, Horizon 2272.
Alright, that passes that test there. Then we go down here left to right. Turn up some lights over here.
26438, clearance cleared to Muscle Shoals Airport via the Atlanta 9 departure.
You check your
maintain 4,000. Departure frequency
clock for timed approaches, chronometer.
7106.
I reset it.
438, clear to Muscle Shoals, the Atlanta 9 departure.
And flight director source select, it's on the left, and on the, if you're sitting on the right, it's on the right.
26438, read back
This
correct.
used to highlight. I don't know why it doesn't.
Thank you.
That worked, I see. See, I don't think that's functioning because you can get a light on most of this. Nothing. Nothing. All right. Maybe it doesn't work. Okay, flight management computer, that's the alternate. Electronic flight instruments, that's the alternate. See how that popped up there?
Delivery, good evening. This is Air France
Center
689.
CDU.
Information Zulu Status Fox 1.
There's the reference is the alternate there. We don't use that. Air data alternate. So those are your backups.
Heavy clearance, contact the ramp to push.
Okay.
Push Air France 689.
Primary flight display. You've got a lot of information on this one here. You've got altitude select, speed select, no V speeds, but you do have V reference. You can fill those in and then select and let it pop up there. Radio altitude right now, I'm going to set that to barrel down here. Just flip this one over like so, and we're on barrel.
Clearance, hello Turkish.
And we can go ahead and set the acceleration altitude, which is 1,000 feet above field elevation, and in this case, be 1,128.
Turkish 3-2 Golf Heavy, standby 1, please. And who was it at 2 again? 2743, 8 right, taxi straight out via hotel and Modern 1912. Turkish 3-2 Golf Heavy, cleared to Lima, Tango.
And we can also set the altimeter, which is 3005.
Maintain 10,000, squawk 2042.
And you have a standard setting here too. That's at 2992. That's at field elevation. 29. Let's see, 3005. Should read 120. Cross check those.
Would you advise the
HSI heading. You got different modes you can set here. Vertical speed, VOR select. I've got them on. I'm supposed to be on both. Don't use ADF that often, so you got VOR left, VOR right, and that's set on 1360. You can listen in on it if you want. See if it's working. And it is 1360. Okay, we can do that. And also check the right one.
4818, negative PDC, clearance on request to Mobile information Oscar, red copy.
And the Endeavor, I'm just looking for your paperwork real quick. 1 second.
Check the right
What
one.
were the numbers for the aircraft looking for the clearance?
That was Endeavor 4818.
Yeah, for the Endeavor calling, it just printed out, so you're just now 30 minutes prior to your time. Are you able to get it now?
The left one has a lower tone, the right one has a higher tone, so you know which one you're listening to.
Went out via
All right, let's see what all we can do with this here. Let's go back here a little bit. We can select that,
Albuquerque clearance,
that,
good evening, Skyhawk,
that.
7867
And we can also
November.
select
I'd like to stay in the pattern.
approach,
Juliet.
VOR,
That's the 786 November, that's the summit. Our 7867 November departure frequency will be on tower 1203, squawk 0456.
Departure on tower 20.3, squawking 0456, 7867 November, and I'm ready to taxi from the ballpark with Juliet.
Clearance delivering in SkyWest 3745.
Got 3745 clearance?
it's pretty cool. I like to leave it in that mode there.
We're trying to send it for our PDC, but it's not coming through. Can I just get it from you guys manually?
Sure thing, give me 1 second to find it.
Roger.
Got 3745, clear to Mobile via the Pounce 2 on our departure. Pounce intersection as filed.
There's the plan mode,
10,000, squawk 2047.
map mode, plan mode, map mode.
Alright, pounds 2, pounds as filed, 10,000, 2047 for SkyWest 3745.
Got 3745, you're back to taxi.
So it's an all-in-one kind of deal there.
Departure runway.
Weather radar, you shouldn't get anything. And the reason you shouldn't get all that, it will do the terrain, but not the weather. Weather, you have to press this button down here to power it up. And down here, you got to leave it out of test mode. So make sure that's off. TCAS, you can.
Good morning, Asiana 247.
It says traffic.
Agent clearance to Anchorage, whatever, 340.
Make sure that's on.
Cleared to Anchorage via
Here's
the
how you
Barnum
select
2
your
on
V speeds. I'll
departure.
show you how that works once I
Rest
get into this.
transition.
And so you got
India uniform.
minimums you set on this one here,
J89
your V
as
speeds you
filed.
dial in here,
Trying
over
to
here you
maintain
set your altimeter, over
10,000.
here
Your departure
you have your
frequency
traffic.
is 125.7. Squawk 2574.
That's your range button. I set it down about 5.
India uniform, Zulu A9, as filed, and initial 10,000, departure 1257, scope 2574, Asiana 247.
Asiana 247 Heavy, reback is correct. Have a good day.
Thank you, engineer.
Interesting how that works. Select your brightness, max brightness, and you select. All right. I was wondering about that. And then your weather,
Stand by, let me check.
Thanks, sir.
on or off. Right click it.
Endeavor 5365, cleared to the Kilo Bravo Tango Romeo Airport. Was that your destination?
Affirm.
Clear to the Kilo Bravo Tango Romeo Airport via the
I don't know how far you
Atlanta
can turn that
9
up.
Departure.
Nav
Radar
aids,
vectors West 1,
airport,
Georgia.
route
Mike
data,
Golf Mike, then a south,
waypoint.
maintain 10,000.
All right. That pretty much covers everything there. Here's your auto land indication. It should be lit right now.
Squawk 17.
Here's your recall. One page of 3. You can look at each page.
West 1, Georgia, Mike Golf Mike as filed, 10,000.
And bring it back up to 1 again.
Squawk 1,
Standby instruments. You can get approach, back course,
5365
nothing.
affirmative. Departure frequency will
Set
be
your
at
altitude, set your brightness.
25.7, Endeavor 53.
Reset.
Thanks so much.
All right, you've got some warning lights over here. Fire, config, pull up, cabin overspeed, wind shear. Can hardly read it. Another standby instrument for your ECAS. That kicks in automatically. You should lose this page here. You have different modes here. You can load it like this. I kind of like this one here because it allows you to see your engine vibration while en route. Leave this blank. I'm assuming that this would probably allow something to come up if there was an issue. Or you'd have to leave it like that, in which case you don't see vibration, and you can't do that when you're taking off or landing. You have to have it in this configuration right here. We have alternate brake and steering, and we have the auto brakes, easy set to RTO. Yeah, let's see. Heading select true or normal. This would be magnetic normal, and this is takeoff power settings. You have 1, 2, climb, pick up, go around, and then you also have back to takeoff. You can dial this up.
Expect flight level 260, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 72.
To a maximum of 39C for takeoff, which is probably what we won't do. We'll be more like 42 or 51. Flap indication 0, gear switch is down, lights are green, brake is on. It's alternate flaps. I never tried this. I wonder if it works. I don't have to push anything. I'll go back in the back here and look.
And then we're cleared 10,000, 260 and 10, squawk 7237.
Delta 1316, reback's correct.
Nice.
Well, isn't that nice? It actually simulates. It's tested up to 5. Let's go 15.
Clearance Delta 1317, unable to get a PDC. We got X-ray going to Jax.
1317, looks like they changed your routing, so I got a full route to give you that direct.
Okay, so it works.
All right, Delta 1317, go ahead.
1317 cleared to Juliet
I
Alpha
should
X-ray
track them.
Airport via the Varsity 2 RNAV departure. Making transition. Dutchy, Delta Uniform Charlie Hotel Yankee. O'Day 1 arrival. Climb, maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 230, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk tree 161.
Alright, Delta 1317, clear to the Jacksonville Airport via the Varsity 2 departure, making transition.
Okay, we'll leave those in a normal setting.
Maintain 10, expect
Gear alternate
23010
extension,
after
terrain
departure,
override,
and squawk tree 161.
Have a nice day.
You too.
gear override, flap override. Turn that off.
Clearance, Delta 1117.
This is set.
CTDLC looking for a clearance.
Delta 11.
Clock is set.
17, there it
Should
is,
be
Flight
running.
10,
Mine is.
Airport.
Reset the
Clear
clock.
Foxtrot Oscar Airport via the Master 2 RNAV departure.
All right,
All transition
and then we
filed.
check the other side. That should all be on the left, off. Lights adjusted, oxygen. You actually test the oxygen on both sides. I didn't know you could do that. Can't put the mask on, but you can.
On the go, 10,000, 26010 minutes, 3147.
Do that. All right, let's see. Over here, I can go to, let's see, on barometer, baro. And set the
Good morning, Delta 339.
acceleration altitude on this side.
Yeah, we're told by ground control to give you a call.
Alright, I'm just going to run over this route with you real quick here. For some reason you had 2 flight plans in the system. So I'm just going to run over this route real quick and let me make sure we're on the same page. You can tell me as filed, you'll have to read it back if that works for you.
Roger.
Alright, Delta 339, cleared to, I think that's St. Lucia, Tango Lima, Papa Lima via the Varsity 2, RNAV departure, Macon, Yankee, Quebec 89, Manly, Y185, Bird, Y185, Renner, Y355, Foxtrot India, Papa Echo, Kilo, Y294, the Gesso, the Geese, and to your destination.
And for Delta 339, that's what we have 5.
Alright, have a nice day.
Okay, that pretty much takes care of all that. And then back here, we'll check some more circuit breakers. I usually tip this in norm. Service interphone off. And do a squib test.
We didn't get a PDC. Is there
That actually works.
Yeah, you got a full route clear to your destination. Let me know you're ready to copy.
Alright, go ahead.
All these work also.
Kilo, Bravo, Quebec, Kilo Airport.
Every switch.
The Varsity 2 RNAV departure. Making transition, direct L1 direct. Climb maintain 10,000, expect flight level 230.
Okay, so that takes care of all that stuff there. Come down the center, do a config check. Just the trim, usually leave that down about 4.
Alpha Mike, Golf, and then 10,000, 230, 10 minutes after, and I heard 1121.
You have alternate trim.
Make it 1101 for the squawk, for Skyward 3835.
1101, yeah, you're.
And you have stabulator trim cutout switches.
Alright, and let's see, there was one. You have the Varsity 2 RNAV.
Fuel controls.
Hey, say it again.
Fire handles, left and right engine APU, and then you also have your forward and aft cargo fire discharge.
We appreciate it.
You arm one side, arm the other. Armed. You flip this up. Fire. Alright, on standby, 2000. Alright, check the radios. Here's another fire test you can do. Make sure everything lights up. That checks, and then do your cargo fire, wheel well fire. See how light it there? Alright, so that's what you're getting as far as functionality goes inside.
Expect flight level 230, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 3317.
Alright, let's go back to the FMC. Oh, one more thing I wanted to do. I forgot. Let's see. There we go. Go to the legs page. Step through it. That's the vector. Come back, fly over the airport,
Zulu, transition as filed.
fly over
Maintain
Orca,
10,000, squawk 3314.
Las Vegas.
And clear to Little Rock, NASA 2, Vulcan transition as filed. 10,000, 3314, Delta 1413.
See ya.
We're on the arrival. Hardy.
Air Shuttle 6012, Atlanta clearance delivery cleared to Washington.
And then out here towards
now departure Kellen transition as filed.
and sequence around.
10,000, squawk 4142.
Come in from the northeast, land, missed approach, and that's that. Looks pretty good. I think we can go with that. Now the one thing you got to watch out for,
Air Shuttle 62 verified Jack 2 now departure Kellen transition
go to the
as
first
filed.
page of legs here. All right, we know it's going to be 3,000 at or below. And then we're going to head out, heading to 236 to whatever altitude we're assigned. And then clip her back here. Now, if we go through this all the way down, oh, I haven't got him in there yet. Let's see if it works. Here, Lindy.
Hey, we got our clearance that tells us there's an ATC delay program planned to push at
So I'll check those after we
which is about
go ahead and
15,
activate
20 minutes
this.
ago. We're not going to be able to push probably for about 10, 15 minutes. Is that going to be okay?
I'll execute it.
I'm sorry, what was your number? 20 what?
2688.
Now I haven't loaded yet, so let's go ahead
Alright,
and
2688.
load some fuel.
You're showing, or I'm showing 0005, and you said you're going to push when?
It's probably going to be 10, 15 minutes till we can push.
And you'll watch, it's going to defuel, not fuel. I don't know why that's so high.
Okay, thanks.
This model is supposed to have a maximum takeoff weight of 412,000 pounds and a ramp rate of 413,000.
0035, wheels
A
up.
minimum landing weight of 320,000 and a minimum zero fuel weight of 295,000.
0035 for Delta 2688.
It used to be 407,000, but they did something to increase the maximum takeoff weight. Auto land on this will work with headwinds or crosswinds not in excess of 25 knots, and the maximum tailwind is 10 knots. Maximum speed for penetrating turbulence, it's usually got to be pretty rough, 290 knots or 0.78, whichever is lower. And it has an advertised service ceiling of 43,100 feet. And a takeoff and landing altitude maximum of 8,400 feet. Now the range is around, it's depends on your load, as high as 6,300 miles. I think it averages 5,800 for the most part. Let's see, estimated. Okay, the maximum slope is 2% up or down on a runway. You'd rarely run into that. But this is volume 1.56. FlightFactor, StepToSky. X-Plane 11. And currently on, let's see, there are 583 of these supposedly in service as of 2017 in real world. I think the operating empty weight on this was 195,600, so it qualifies as a heavy. Yeah, it's between 5,800 and 6,300 nautical miles on the range. And the ER in real world came out in 1988. And there's still a lot of them flying today. UPS, United, FedEx, Delta, and a bunch of others that are using them. I think Delta has the most right now. They're running 70 of them, based on the last check. Predominantly transatlantic. There are some Pacific flights, mostly to Hawaii, and then from Hawaii to Japan. Or from Japan, they overfly, I think, as far as Vancouver, North Pacific.
Squawk 7170. Delta 2625, Indianapolis via Varnum 2, recipe, then as filed, maintain 10,
So they
10,000.
they had orders for over 1,300 to date, and they delivered about 90% of them, 95%. All right, that's the weight. Okay, so now what we can do is we can start loading passengers. Let me turn this off for a minute. And I'm going to go ahead. Now, passengers are actually loaded, but I'm simulating that they're not on yet. They're just getting ready to board. So let's say we do this. We'll go ahead and power up the APU. Turn on the rotating beacon. Hold it for about 2 seconds. Let the light come on and off, the fault light, then put it back to on. Then check on the status page if it's actually starting, and there it is. And then you go ahead and put your seatbelt sign on since it's refueled. You can go ahead and turn on your fuel pumps. Now this automatically, when you turn the APU on, this pump is on automatically. Some people think, oh, you got to push that. Well, no, you don't, because regardless, it's going to be on. All right, so that's done. It usually takes about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to load a plane this big. So we can also do back to airplane. We can say that this is done. Normally these doors are closed, and the bulk cargo door is closed up now. We'll say that this is done too. I'm going to go ahead and shut this. It's actually open, and then we'll go to the ground page. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, we don't need the fuel truck. Leave the gate config alone if you have the SAM gate hooked up to you. You don't need the loader unit. You don't need this one. Just leave the GPU on for now until this thing is powered up 100%. Once it's powered up 100%, don't forget to push the external power and let it transfer to the generator. That's why I preset that. Then reset this. That's only trip. That's a utility and your trim air. You're going to preset your temperature. It's really nice out, so we don't really need APU air conditioning yet, but I'll go ahead and get it set up to go. This is the isolation valve's on. Bleed air, bleed air, bleed air. That's done. And let's get some air blown. Alright, almost loaded up. Let's go back down here and get rid of the ground cart.
To the airport via radar vectors. As filed, maintain 3,000, expect 4,000.
Let everybody get in their seats.
Departure frequency 132.35, squawk 5275.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the head purser. The crew would like to welcome you on board this Boeing airliner. If you haven't already done so, please stow your carry-on luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bin. The flight crew will do everything possible to make your flight comfortable and enjoyable. Explain.org, StepToSky, and FlightFactor wish you a pleasant flight experience.
Now we get our load sheet as we're getting situated back there, and we'll put the zero fuel weight. Don't hit the wrong one. Make sure it's zero fuel weight. The reserves are on this one. Where's B? Let's see. I forgot what it was.
Okay.
6.2.
Romeo Charlie. I'm going to make it a hold for release clearance. Cleared to Foxtrot, Quebec Delta Airport via direct. On and maintain 3,000. Departure on this frequency.
We're going to cruise this in at 35 all the way.
Hold for release.
Cost index is hopefully 30. Yep. We'll be at 30. We go pretty fast at that. And on the winds, what I'm going to do,
November 525 Romeo Charlie, can you hear me?
Go to the average winds. That's all we really have. 288 at 25.
Romeo Charlie, depart runway 14, fly runway heading, maintain 3,000. Release for departure, clearance void, it's not airborne in 5 minutes.
And that's all you can enter there. That's it. Nothing more. Invalid entry. Nothing. Nothing. That's it. Now go to the takeoff page, go to the next page past that, and go ahead and enter this information. We're going to get 260 at 10.
1089 is cleared to Lansing. Did you want to go direct or did you want the route you got via Victory and Huntston? I'll take direct on flight 10.
The slope on this runway is 0.2 up.
Maintain 3,000. Expect 15,000. 10 minutes after departure. Departure is Minneapolis Center 132.9er.
And 1,128 our acceleration altitude. The outside temperature is 22. Nice day. Then go back to this, set flaps preset for 15. That's 39, but we're going to do this. Let's update it. And it's dry conditions. Thrust configuration is on takeoff. Air conditioning will be on, ice will be off. 2% verified, runway length is verified, weather's verified. Compute. I always pick the lower number of the three. We could be up to 357,000 pounds. The 101.9, that's if they're actually that heavy. There's our V speeds. I'm going to keep track of that. All right, let's go ahead and do it at 48. Overwrite that. And then we'll have our center of gravity. We need that information. Put that in there. Then we'll make sure we select this to on. And then we'll look at these speeds and compare them to the speeds we have here on our flight count. I got to move this over to one side here. All right, so I'm looking at 346.6. That's our weight right now, but it's actually going to be a little lower than that by the time we taxi out there. 145, I'll take the lower one. Oops, 145. And 147, 152.
Range of transition. Radar vectors, Robbinsville. Then it's filed.
153 is fine, but you gotta highlight it. If you don't, it won't come up. When you look up here, you see you don't see anything yet. Now you could dial those in, or what you can do is this. I don't know if this is actually is this real world or not, but you cycle it right and left, and the numbers come up, but you still don't have the bug. So in order, what you have to do is accept that, and it starts. You push set V1, set again VR, set again V2, and the bug is set. Now you have to do the same thing on the other side. I mean, you don't have to, but if you want that bug to work. So yeah, there's a little bit of a workload. So let me go back to initial reference was performed. There we go. We got it. These numbers are correct. That is correct. You check that on the other side. Get copied. And then again, I want to fill this in. I'll cycle it. Approach back. There it is, and then select them. Same as I did on the other side. Now that bug is set. So you get that. You can also dial them in. Let's see if I can do that. Now that I've already done it. Let's see. Hold on a second here. Reference. Oh yeah, I see that. Okay. Now we better not.
Triple 71 Kennedy. Triple 71, got a forward clearance CF. Code to Salt Lake City Airport. Kennedy 5 departure. Accept fly runway heading until the JFK 1.5 DME. Then turn right heading 100. Vector coast. Charlie.
That V rotation was 147.
Echo.
So I can make an adjustment like that.
Iraq. Romeo Alpha.
V2 153. That's all right.
Q4.
And I have no idea why I have that one. Oh, that's supposed to be 80.
Hotel,
Shoot. I don't know if I can fix that or not.
Foxtrot, Romeo, Direct Dakota.
Well, I could add.
Kilo.
Never done this before. 150, 160. Let's go 170.
Let's see. Quebec 13.
Hopefully that'll mark it. Okay.
Mike, Oscar, Tango, Lima.
That's roughly near plus 50. Did it do it on the other side? I don't think it did. No, we didn't.
Nordex 6 arrival.
So that's you could say that's a target speed once you get up past 150. All right, so that's done. That's pretty much all I can think of there.
Blue 71, read back correct. This is X-ray. You can return back to ground up 19.
Okay, we'll go to the engine page. Take a look outside.
Delivery, good evening. Jordanian 2-3 QP. Jordanian 2-3, come back heavy clearance. Good evening.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Now you got to turn your flight directors on. And we're going to be cleared to 10,000 feet. And speed 153 is correct. I'm going to go LNAV. And I'm going to select the heading to 251.
Up to the JFK 1 decimal 5.
And fly the map and the flight director.
Then turn right heading 100. Vector is Grecky.
That's just to hit set my bug at 251.
Maintain 5,000. Squawk 1720.
Put this on manual. Use this as a reference. 251.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Now, gate departure, well, you can go ahead and start the clock here. That's whenever the door closes and the last person sit down. We'll leave this clock off, use that for departure and landing. Back to the checklist.
Good evening. 43 Charlie Super. Good evening.
TP is set.
We just want to confirm, can we expect runway 31?
Yes, that is set, right?
Departure number 43 Charlie.
D-rate.
No, you can expect runway 4.
Takeoff speeds are in there.
Say your number is 43 Charlie.
We're at
expect runway 4 flaps for departure.
4.9.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
That's done. Rudder and aileron trim. Yeah, they're set. 4.9. I'll go back a little more. Okay, that's done. Alright, next page. Alright, we'll leave that one off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
I turned on the auto throttle by mistake. I leave it off till I'm ready to take off. Okay, the startup is pretty self-explanatory. Same as you always do. Shut your packs off. Verify that it's good. Go to ground. And this one has an idiot bar here, so you know when to engage the fuel control. It's about 17, 18, 19, 20, right about there. And you'll see the EGT rise, you'll see the fuel flow going up, you'll see oil pressure coming up, you'll see N1 spooling up. And it usually cuts out about 49.50. That's good, that's good. Okay, the generator just kicked in automatically, and then you hear the start switch spring back. Exhaust temperature will stabilize, hopefully.
Clarence, good evening. 2 Quebec off Atlantic City, Yankee.
As N2 spins up.
Marker 2 Quebec off, Charlie Clarence, good evening. Atlantic City Airport, 75 departure. XM, fly runway heading.
You can leave this in auto, you don't have to go to continuous. The only time you run out in continuous is if you're in rough air. We're going to start the other engine. And wait till it hits this little mark right there. It's around 20. Light it up. TA should be on that. And again, the oil pressure, engine vibration will settle down. Alright, that's the other engine generator. That's good.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Just set the brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Leave that in the auto. And you're going for the next flight. And turn on the air conditioning. Isolation valves come off. We don't need that. And we don't need the APU. Alright. That light should have went off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
You want to make sure that light's cleared on your auto land status. Alright, flaps down. 1, 2, 3, 15. Verify that's what you got there. That's what you got there. RTO is set. Flaps set. Trim's 4.9. I don't know why it said it wasn't set. No, that's right. You can watch the flaps go down.
Good evening, JetBlue 1561.
1561.
You can see the control surfaces going, like so when you're checking your
JetBlue 1561,
left.
ready, copy.
Let's go to the other side here.
Stand by, please.
Right. Let's go outside. Okay, and usually go to the status page when you do that so you can see it happening. See? It's pretty cool. Parking brake is on. Leave this page on when taxiing for takeoff and landings. Turn on the taxi light. I'm not going to use the turn off lights yet. We'll turn on the white light. Take a look at that outside. Can't really see those lights very well outside. The whites you can on the side. It makes you a more attractive target. Alright. We are clear to taxi the long way out. Release brakes. And then go ahead and check your config.
Red no 6 off Yankee Heavy. Plan 31 left full lane. New climb out. Score for departure. Yankee transition. Radar vectors merit.
Okay, cleared off 31 left full lane. Score for departure. Yankee transition.
And she's big and heavy.
Delta 2333, monitor tower 135.3, good day.
That's pretty loud.
Bravo Sierra, we won't pass the guys. Good morning, Private 401, 33 right. Charlie 401, ground, taxi to parking, Papa Bravo.
So at 48, that's more than enough at 102.7. The one thing I like about this is when you set the thrust, it puts it right where you set it on the thrust setting window. If you got it for 102, you get 102. The Z-Mod tends to undershoot that when you look at what you're supposed to get. You use a little less. I don't know if it's because the packs are on. Maybe that's the reason. I know if packs are on, you will get a little less performance.
United 270, we're ready to push from Bravo 15, and we're going to go to the de-ice pad. Yeah, 270, ground, roger. Let Delta pass behind you first, and then push back to Peru. After Delta, push Peru, United 270.
It's a big bird. Heavy.
Bravo 287, ready to taxi, negative DI. So 287, runway 28 taxi via Tango uniform. Tango uniform, 2E, Bravo 287.
Yeah, I think I can get used to the advanced avionics package. I'm a little disappointed in the FMC. I think they could have done something with that by now after all this time, especially the money you paid. That's my biggest complaint. That and this iPad situation here. Let me list them. FMC, the iPad not mounted on the side like the Z-Mod, not being easily integrated with the Avitab. That's 1, 2, 3. Outside sounds could be greatly improved. Inside, not too bad if you tweak it.
Ground Omni 507 is clearing at hotel going to Fox 7.
Omni 507 heavy, ground, taxi to the ramp via Papa Bravo.
Papa Bravo, Omni 507.
I gotta push it uphill. Well, the claim is it acts like the real thing as far as how it handles, how it accelerates and decelerates.
Yeah, 270, runway 28 de-ice, hold short of Papa.
Go ahead and turn this radar on.
28 de-ice pad, hold short of Papa on Charlie, United 270. Set 380, ground, taxi to parking via Tango.
Taxi parking via Tango, Southwest 388.
Ground citation 990 Mike Foxtrot, signature ready to taxi.
Citation 990 Mike Fox, ground, runway 33 right, taxi via Quebec.
33 right via Quebec, 0 Mike Fox.
Can we slow down just a little bit here? I don't see terrain working on the other side over here. What's going on? Oh, there we go.
Pass behind the heavy Omni there to the DI.
Behind the Omni, Museum United 27.
Ground FedEx 694 heavy with rescue for the pushback.
Do another recall check.
694 heavy ground, hold the push. Hold push.
Normally I always tune an ILS down here. Either my alternate takeoff airport, this is most likely runway, or the departure runway, the runway, any one of the runways here that are long enough. In this case I'd come back on 25 right because of the weight. In a dire emergency, it'd be an overweight landing. Otherwise, I'd try to burn off fuel. I'd jettison out over the Pacific if I could, if the emergency were serious enough, but I don't have enough time yet to play with this thing until I start doing things like killing engines just after V1. It's kind of a pig when it's as heavy as it is right now, especially on D rate.
FedEx 694 heavy, push back your discretion. Push back discretion, FedEx 694 heavy.
I'd have a tendency, after V1, you take your hand off the throttle and don't touch it. This way you don't do something stupid and try to retard the throttles once you get up past V1.
Let's see, we are Southwest 1912, Bravo 11 for push with whiskey.
Just 1912 ground, push back your discretion.
Push back our discretion, Southwest 1912.
Ground Southwest 485, ready to taxi.
45, runway 28, taxi via Tango uniform.
28 Tango uniform, Southwest 485.
So it is, for the most part, fully functional. You're going to get that. You're going to get both terrain radar and weather radar combined. I have the enhanced ground proximity warning system in this one, EGPWS. I'm not sure what the difference is. I guess I'd unselect it and see what it does. Big and heavy, you got to taxi slow. It's really hard to slow down.
Ground Southwest 1716, looking to push off Alpha 1 with whiskey.
South 1716 ground, push approved.
So just want to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. Easy on the brakes.
Heavy for your final sequence, you'll follow Delta MD 90 at the end.
Now it's at this point, normally you do this when you're rolling out. So we'll assume we're doing this as we're rolling out. Turn off lights, strobe light, wing light, arm the throttle. And we had something squawk in there, I don't know, this, that, all the way. And then go to the checklist, which we would have done as we were rolling out, before we rolled out there.
Ground Southwest 453, like to push off Bravo 14 with whiskey.
Alright, we did that. The recall, we did that. RTO was set, ground equipment was clear. Takeoff briefing, we're going to go fly straight out. Runway heading, turn left, line up on the heading of 236, clear to 10,000.
Clear Romeo, we're going to Bravo
153 set on the MCP. Packs will be on. Flaps are set. Stabilizer trim is set. Flight controls are checked. Cabin is secure. Seatbelts fastened. And that is all we do. All right, takeoff checklist complete. Align and wait. Get it going forward first before you start turning.
1528, actually, they still got the jet bridge hooked up there, so continue forward, Papa Uniform Tango, and hold short of Echo on the other side. Papa Uniform Tango, hold short of Echo on the other side, Southwest 1520. Southwest 453, we'll cancel our push here, we're still waiting on one back here at Bravo 14.
Say again, please.
Yeah, 453, we're in cancel our push here, we're waiting still for our back here at Bravo 14.
Okay, hold, advise ready.
All right, we'll hold it right here. And check traffic. Nothing's going on out there, is there? Cleared for takeoff. Clock is running. Hold the brakes, power up to about 60.
$1716 off Alpha 1, request taxi.
Close enough.
1716, runway, you need
Release your brakes.
Negative DI.
1716,
Stick forward.
uniform.
Tango Uniform 28, thanks, Southwest 1716.
And she's slow, but she'll go. Power takeoff set, 102.8. Check.
Southwest 5679, Alpha 1, push.
EGT,
Southwest
good.
5679. Take in your position.
N1, N2.
We're on Alpha 1,
Alpha 1, are you sure?
No, I'm not.
All right, 80 knots.
Okay, push on to the ramp at your discretion.
Hard to read this.
On ramp, there we go.
V1, hand off the throttle. VR, rotate. Easy, easy, easy. Not stale track. And pitch it forward just a little bit. Yeah, this is. All right, looking good.
Blue 1226, I know you heard about the delay, and do you need the de-ice?
Negative de-ice for JetBlue 1226.
Okay, roger that. And we're hoping to get an Estee,
Left turn here, a little bit high, low on speed.
About a half hour.
All right, thanks.
Pitch it down just a little bit.
I'm sure they're just cleaning the runway. Thank you.
All right, acceleration speed now. Nice and easy.
Ground, again 1725.
Alrighty, let her have it.
Southwest 1725.
1500, contact departure. Let's go to flaps 5. No, we're a little bit low. Let's wait. Now, flight level change at 192. Speed up a little bit to about 200.
2215.
Yes, sir, our ground crew advised.
Auto brakes off, gear select down, taxi light off.
It's actually a taxi lane, so
Heading bug set.
Piece of ramp. So
Cabin pressurization looks good.
UPS 2215.
Heading select.
De-ice or departure?
All right, let's go flaps 5.
All right.
Okay, bug up to flaps 1. Flaps 1. All right.
Southwest 1534, off on Fox.
And as soon as we get right about there,
1534, ground joint Tango.
Southwest 1534.
clean it up. And they want us to maintain 17,250 knots. We can do that. And so level out just a little bit, accelerate some more. Set my range here.
Ground Southwest 776
At 5,000, a little bit higher than it'll let us turn. We want to cross at 10,000 feet. And clear to 17.
Negative VI, Southwest 776. Clear to push, Southwest
17. Make the left turn about 030. So we're going to go this way. Like a giant teardrop.
Charlie and Echo Tower now 12399.
Fly the SID, except maintain 250. Outside temperature plus 19. TAT. We're going to take her right back over the airport, right over the VOR.
Will be your sequence, crossing JetBlast 1239, good night.
139, thanks, Delta 6, good night, sir.
And around we go.
And Jordanian 23 Quebec Heavy at Echo Alpha, join Alpha to the left. Endeavor 5542 at Echo Alpha, continue straight ahead, Echo, but at Echo Alpha, get away from the obstruction traffic, then cross.
Continue left turn to 040.
Alright, so Echo Alpha, and then keep way to the opposite direction of traffic, and then cross one right. That's 542. Affirmative, sir. When you get to Charlie, it'll be a Delta. This will be a Delta 321 over your sequence. Alright, so it's Delta 321 on the other side of Charlie. 542 behind the Delta 1239. Good night.
Not bad for a plane weighs over 300,000 pounds. Nice. Alright, let's select Clipper, C direct, and go to LNAV. Maintain 250.
Ground Emirates 5, runway Quebec, holding short of Alpha.
Emirates 5, runway Quebec, super, roger. It's going to be runway 22 right. With the road to Jordanian, get rid of Jordanian from the left.
Alright,
Then taxi left
we're on our
Alpha,
way to
towards Alpha Bravo.
JFK.
Give way to Jordanian, then taxi Alpha, hold short Delta Bravo, Emirates 5, runway Quebec.
And ground, so 1534. Yeah, when you pass along the tower, it looks like we were getting about a 15 knot gain and loss, started about 700 feet on bound.
700 feet all the way down?
Down to about 200.
Thank you.
Plus 8, got a few clouds up ahead. We'll go ahead and turn these on if we're on the safe side.
Ground Southwest 453, now we're ready to push out with X-ray on Bravo 14.
Alright, should have turned these lights off.
Southwest 453. Push approved.
Cap pressure's good. Let's go ahead and check our checklist here, make sure we didn't screw anything up. Altimeters, we're going how high? 17. Leave them where they're at. Right. That's that.
American 1717, ready to taxi.
American 1717, 8 is Papa, runway 28, taxi via
Now we
Alpha
can
1 Tango.
resume normal speed.
Alpha 1 Tango Charlie for
Go to V speed. Verify what is our normal speed.
Southwest 1157 off of 33 left to Foxtrot.
Southwest 1157, ground, I'm showing Alpha 8.
290.
Left Tango to park.
So what we'll do is we'll pitch down a little bit. very slowly, bringing the pitch down. About 1,000 feet a minute. Watch the trend.
I'm 77, Southwest 771 on Bravo 9.
Southwest 771 ground, it is occupied. Hold short of echo and advise me what you get.
Arrow calling short echo, Southwest 771.
Southwest 4094, traffic, so left o'clock, 5 miles, joining the south company with final, Airbus 320.
We slowly accelerate
300, do you see him?
up to about 290 knots. 17,000, we now have cleared 23.
Thank you. Maintain visual separation from that traffic.
Will
And okay, go ahead, go to flight level change. Set your speed. Normal speed. We go ahead now, go to standard, since we're going to go above 18. Set that for standard.
W523, traffic approach 124.9.
Standard. No rain on the radar. Scan down.
Approach to West 5874, 223, descending on the Angel 4 for Foxtrot.
Skywest 5874, approach Gulf is now current. Clear 9 left, runway 25 left approach.
Let's 25 left, approach, we are clear, Skywest 5874.
Skywest 5874, safe speed assigned, constantly turbulence, your trail of a heavy Dreamliner.
Thank you for that, and speed assigned to 80 for Skywest 5874.
Better think you all slow you down shortly, they're going faster than you.
Alright, let's take it up to 35.
American 2318, approach Gulf is now current, safe speed assigned.
Yeah, we're doing 250 knots. American 2318.
Well, let's let vertical nav take over.
2318, thank you. Clear 9 left, runway 24 Redbridge.
Alright, cleared for the island, 24 right, American 2318.
Shamrock 1 Alpha Kilo Heavy, contact approach 128.5.
128.5, Shamrock 1 Alpha Kilo, thank you.
Papa Yankee Heavy, resume published speed, contact approach 124.9.
Well, for the most part, I think they did a really, really good job as far as the flight modeling of it, the systems modeling. Still curious whether or not I did something wrong, but why I could not jettison fuel. I was trying to do prevent an overweight landing on a diversion on last couple flights ago. Just trying to get a feel for it. So I had to park it in a holding pattern. She will hold, and she will hold well. Also, what you can do with it, you go to the fixed page, you can dial in the way you do it is you go to the identifier for whatever runway it is, like an ILS 25 left, whatever. You put in the 4-digit. Don't put the runway 24 left or 24 right. It won't take that. You have to put the identification of that runway fix, and then you can set your radius rings for orientation. I usually set the reciprocal of the front course, and plus 30 miles. This thing I'm going 7, 12, and 30 because it's so big and heavy and not easy to slow down. You can do that. You can go to hold. You can pick, you can change that. You can change the speeds on it and all that kind of stuff. And you can pick up fix, like next hold. If I wanted to hold at, say, Las Vegas, you put that in there. and Vegas will be direct inbound, and at 239 knots, we'll go probably faster than that. You can accept that if you want. Go back to legs. Hold right. I guess I'll park it there for a minute or two. Now we're a ways out. But on the descent page, there's no forecast. You just, that's all you get. You can put a speed restriction. You can't change that. 240 at 10,000.
24.9, good day, American. Approach squared out left 25 left, center 50 knots.
Nothing happens there, but you can put it there. Now, finally, transition level, 18,000. I wonder where they hid that. Don't find it on the performance page. One thing you also have to do is on this, well, that's not it. On the approach page, you have a weight, 328. That's supposed to be where we're at right now. However, when you set it for the weight you think you're going to land on, it stays there, which is okay if you know that. Level at 35. So sometimes what you have to do is go to the index, go to the performance page, know what your exact weight is, then go to your progress or cruise page, know how much you're going to have when you get to where you're going. Progress will show you the same, 17.3. And let's see what we're supposed to be cruising out here. We're going Mach point 802. Not bad. This is where I do my fuel checks most of the time. Or you can go to the legs page and go to route data. You can't enter winds, but it will tell you amount of fuel you're supposed to have when you get there, and you can compare that to this list right here. For example, where are we going here? Find it's the next page back, I believe. This is the fuel. That's why I like the Southwest format. It's pretty cool. It gives you the VOR frequencies. Also gives you your fuel. 61.4. We're showing 60.6, so we're a little under, but eventually that changes. You go to the progress page. 60.6. Here again. 61.4. Fuel remaining. And then you also have how much you burn, 7.51 between each leg. Magnetic course, true course magnetic heading, ground speed, Mach speed, indicated airspeed, true airspeed, altitude, temperature. Let's see, 41. Also, how much time remaining, 4 plus 54, 4 plus 35, plus 18, plus 19. Check your clock. Over here. How far are we? We're plus 23. We're a little bit late. About 3 minutes behind, and a little under on fuel. But don't worry, things change. We're pretty much in balance, which is unusual, 61.2. Also check this gauge against what you're showing down here on the FMC. You can transfer fuel. I've done that. It's a slow process, but it's not too hard to do. You just put your crossfeed on. You're low on this side, so you shut these pumps off, let this pump run for both sides, and it'll eventually even out. But you got to keep an eye on it, or it will do it by itself. I think if you just leave crossfeed on, it would work itself out over time. Don't recommend that though. And I always leave those on. Those can come off. So it does that. What else can I think of here? You can control, you can make it hotter or colder. It will get hot or cold if you want to.
Still here.
Good for you. All right. I think I missed anything. So if you've already got it, if you've already bought the $98 version, then it's definitely worth it. $20 is nothing. You don't get much, I mean, other than this, and but it does add some interesting features, you know, when you have to operate this, getting familiar with the controls for the PFD and the ND and the V-speeds, entries, barrel or radio altitude, you know, all that kind of stuff, your radar, navigator, that's pretty self-explanatory. So, yeah, I like it. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. I don't think it's necessary to jump back and forth and do one side or the other. I think if you just stay on your side, you know, cut down the workload there. It simulates wing flex pretty reasonable. Does a pretty good job on that. You can make it more extreme if you want. Yeah, it's getting kind of bumpy. Put your seatbelt signs on. Now, the cons. I don't care for the PA. I like the Zymod PA much better. I don't care that it's not mounted and integrated with the AviTab. Let's see, what else can I see here? Climb, cancel this into enrichment.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, and you may now move about the cabin. However, we always recommend to keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated. You may... Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now start our onboard entertainment program. For your comfort.
I don't care for it. Some people like it. The checklist is okay. I pretty much have my own checklist though. I do the flow. I prefer to have lines pressurized. If I'm going to have a leak, that's the only way you're going to know it. Just have a competent ground crew. Don't touch anything. Although I normally prefer to have the fuel tanks off when I'm fueling. What else? Anything else? Did I miss anything? Looks pretty good at night too. I like it. Texture wise, I'm not real picky about that. Some people are. I think it's average, above average for me. I think it looks, you know, as far as the layout, it's authentic. And then lastly is the outside. Let's get ready. Plug your ears. tweak that. Well, there's that. Other than that, I think it's pretty damn good. I think the best sound outside the aircraft was the one they had in the, I think it was X-Plane 10, the Boeing 727. I forget who did that. FlyJ Sim. They had that. Then they did away with that. It wasn't as loud as it was. Here's our holding pattern. Let's see if she'll enter direct. One hold and I'll call it a day. Can't land right away because we're too heavy. Let's see how heavy are we. Well, survey says. I would verify that against the. Let's see, it's 336. 336. It can't be more than 320, and sometimes it has to be as low as 310. The reason for that is runway surface conditions might not allow you to land at that heavy a weight. You can take off heavier, but landing is another thing. But if you have to do an overweight landing, you have to do an overweight landing. And you can calculate your landing performance using this. Let's say I wanted to land on that. And I wanted to land on 25 right. And what weight was I at? 336,000 pounds. I'll update the weather. Might not let me. Overweight landing, but it can be done. 5,900 feet, landing distance actual. Now the lowest, if I try 320, overweight landing, but if I go 310, no overweight. So there's that. All right, let's see if she can hold on her own. She did last time. Might want to change the speed. At this altitude, I'm not sure if that's going to be right. 239. Well, you can always intervene on the speed. The way you do that is you would usually select altitude hold, or this won't cancel unless you select something else. Won't have, nothing happens there. You try speed, nothing happens there. However, if you go to hold, Then you can adjust your speed. Hold altitude or select V speed, either one. Let's go back. Select V speed. Nothing happens unless you change the altitude. So the easiest way to intervene, just push hold. Doesn't have a speed intervention or an altitude intervention. As we're holding, one last thing I thought of. All right, when you get down to, let's see, Lindy, these altitudes are wrong. Okay, they're not right. So what you have to do is get up the approach plate and correct those altitudes. It should be done like this. All right, we want to be at Hartley, flight level 210. So I go slash, make sure you're in our flight level, or actually, just to be safe, select that. Well, that says invalid entry. All right, we'll try flight level. Used to be either one would work. Uh-oh, turbulence. It has to work. All right, try this. Well, that's a new one because it was working. All right, we're in a holding pattern. She's going to slow down to best hold speed. We're okay. Not an invalid entry. See, it's got me at 35,000 feet. Well, here's another way to do it. Go back, work it from reverse. Lindy's 250. Flight level 19,000. That's what you got to do. You got to go from the reverse, because otherwise you're going. Okay, I get it now. LGA can also be 17,000. The whole thing like this. Okay, that's still insane. No, not really. That'll work. Okay, then the next one, we can now enter that. It might not take because this is too high. Let's see what happens. Oh, she got it. And we'll just maintain that altitude until we get to Stillwater and then come on down. Or we could split the difference on it. We could drop it down to flight level. How many miles is it? Okay, yeah, those are hard altitudes, and you got to get those in so you're in compliance with the SID. Most of the time, they don't enforce that as far as the speed goes. The altitudes, though, you want to hit. Make sure you got it. All right, that solves that mystery. To exit hold, you can just go to heading, drive out of it. Or on the home page here. Exit hold. Okay. Wait till we're turn inbound. So it's not all bad. I mean, most of the things are functional in the FMC, the MCDU. You just can't forecast winds going down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that was how it was. Just set into the average winds and let the computer figure out the rest. So you can, I don't know if you can displace waypoints or not. I haven't tried that. No, I don't think you can. Let's go back to progress. Also in progress, you can go to the next page. You can get, I guess that's our RMP performance. It says 0, 0. Usually you get like a 0.30 or something like that. You get the tailwind, headwind, your wind, your crosswind, your outside temperature, your fuel use, what's supposed to be in the tanks, totalizer versus calculated, right on the nut. You got that. What else? It shows your nav, which you got tuned in right now. And you can do a position report. We're crossed over Las Vegas VOR at 2128 Zulu, flat level of 34,900. Estimated was 2128 Zulu. And the next one's Beeley. We don't have that because we're in holding. We don't know when we're going to get there. And it gives you the wind and the fuel was 59,000 pounds. Oh, there's that. Go back to hold again. And I'll select exit hold and see if it works. Now, on this bird, try to get really close to your next, if you want to go direct to another fix, don't enter it and then hit LNAV at a 90-degree angle. It's not going to be able to do that. You have to be relatively heading in that direction and then hit the fix and hit LNAV. If I could think of anything else, I would. This works if you have sudden pressurized cabin depressurization. See how much oxygen I used. I used to simulate that. 1743, I don't remember what I started with. It used to simulate the oxygen level go down as you were breathing. Okay, let's hit exit hold. armed. I don't know if I need to do something else. Select the next waypoint, maybe. Let it complete the next circuit. Voila! Where to next? Guess I gotta select it. Alright, so you exit and then you select your next waypoint when it comes to an end, when it terminates. So now we know how to do that. Pretty simple. Okay folks, I think that's all I can think of right now. Nothing else comes to mind. So this is what you're getting for an extra $20 for those of you who already own the extended version. It was about a year ago, I think it was, I don't remember when it exactly came available, but I got my hands on it about a year ago. It was X-Plane 11. I think originally I had the X-Plane 10 version. I was on X-Plane 10. So when I went into X-Plane 11, I just went and upgraded from the $59, whatever that costs, right straight to the $98 deal. And I can't remember how much extra I paid altogether. I think it was $118 total. Then I forked out another $20 for the advanced avionics. And I've still got the extended version and the StepToSky FlightFactor. For some reason I have two 767s, 300 ERs and X-Plane. I don't know if I should get rid of that other one or not. I'm flying the alternate file right now. I guess there's some different liveries in each of them. I don't remember. But it seems to be doing okay. It's a little tricky on the FMC. It's different than what you're used to. Not a lot different, but there are some steps to spit. Now in the original setup, I don't recall having to do all these tasks when I was loading my V-speeds. It was a little bit more simple. I think that's why a lot of people like it better. So, by all means though, you want to update to, where are we, 1.56? You definitely want to get that if you're going to stay with the extended and not go with the advanced avionics. You don't have to pay the extra $20. That should be free. As long as you get your updater working properly, you'll be alright. Now it's slowly speeding back up. We're in cruise mode. If it doesn't, what I'm going to have to do, let's try continuous. Give it a little boost, watch that EGT. That works. At high altitudes, you never want to fly it with too high a pitch angle. Bad things can happen. Still getting bumpy. And then go to cruise, because then it just keep right on accelerating, I think. Nope, she caught it. And she went back into, it doesn't show it, so select cruise. And I'm going to reset the VNAV. Error on the side of caution. So for me, or anyone out there who likes doing long haul flights, I don't, but if I'm going to do a long haul flight, it's going to be this, without a doubt. FlightFactor StepToSky Boeing 767-300ER 1.56. And you can look at the change notes on that if you update on your updater, and tell you all what they did. I don't know what they're planning next. I think they're gearing up the 400. It's a beta version. I'm not really interested in it. There aren't that many really flying right now. This is the most common one you'll see in real world. And I like doing a long haul. It's going to be this one here. And the reason for that is it's the most, I think, immersive, most system simulated one that is available for X-Plane. There's no comparison. Other than the Z-Bod, which is absolutely free, and they did a wonderful job with that. That's my go-to regional airplane. My long-haul airplane is the FlightFactor StepToSky. Hands down. It is a little bit pricey though, that I have to admit. Kind of hoping they do something with the sounds in the FMC, but I doubt that. They're probably concentrating all efforts into X-Plane 12. So until then, I'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching, and I hope you got something out of this. See ya.